तो आप पहले कहाँ मिली थी उनको, पहली बार मुलाकात कहाँ हुई विक्की के साथ?
वो 2016 में हम लोग मिले थे। एक्चुअली तब पूरी बॉलीवुड वहाँ जाती थी, मैं सबसे लास्ट थी बॉलीवुड के सर्कल में भी, मैं सबसे लास्ट उनको मिली। और बस, और वो व्यक्ति वैसा अच्छा है, उसकी कुछ आदतें वैसी है, लेकिन वो दिल का बहुत अच्छा है, मीठी बात करने वाला है। बाकी आदतें तो सबकी ऐसी ही होती है, आजकल सब लोग ऐसे ही, कोई किसी में कोई किसी में।
तो आप उनको कहाँ मिली थी? केन्या में मिली थी, दुबई में?
नहीं, मैं उनको 2016 में दुबई में मिली।
एक मिडिल क्लास लड़की इंडस्ट्री में आती है, अपना सिक्का जमाती है, फिर कभी न्यूड फोटोशूट का विवाद, कभी माफियाओं के साथ रिलेशन, तो कभी 2000 करोड़ रुपए के नशीले पदार्थों के रैकेट में नाम आने पर देश छोड़कर भागना। 90s के दशक में एक नाम उभर कर आया ममता कुलकर्णी। करियर के शुरुआत में ही जिनकी खूबसूरती पर अंडरवर्ल्ड डॉन छोटा राजन फिदा हो गए और एक्टिंग का ए न आने के बावजूद भी उनका आगे फिल्मों के ढेर लग गए। कारण था छोटा राजन। पुलिस के बढ़ते दबाव के कारण छोटा राजन को देश छोड़कर भागना पड़ा, तो ममता और राजन के बीच में दूरी आ गई और ममता का करियर भी डूबने लगा। तब ममता ने छोटा राजन के राइट हैंड विक्की गोस्वामी से नजदीकियां बढ़ानी शुरू कर दी और अपने फिल्मी करियर को छोड़ छाड़ कर वो विक्की के साथ दुबई जाकर बस गई। लेकिन नशीले पदार्थ रखने के कारण दुबई सरकार ने विक्की को 25 साल की कैद दे डाली और ममता एक बार फिर न घर की रही न घाट की। लेकिन हाल ही में ममता ने अपना एक इंटरव्यू दिया है जिसमें वो कहती नजर आती है कि मैं दुनिया की झंझटों से दूर हो चुकी हूँ।
फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में आज बहुत बड़ा गजब हो गया है। पूरे 24 सालों बाद वो हीरोइन सपनों के शहर लौटी है, जिसकी एक झलक पर पूरा देश सब कुछ लुटाने को तैयार था। बॉलीवुड का एक एक हीरो उसके प्यार के लिए तरसता था। जी हाँ, 90s की सबसे खूबसूरत एक्ट्रेस ममता कुलकर्णी 25 सालों बाद भारत लौटी हैं। भारत पहुंचते ही ममता ने एक वीडियो शेयर किया है जिसमें उनकी आंखों से आंसू झलक आए हैं। ममता ने कहा कि उन्होंने जैसे ही भारत की धरती पर अपने पांव रखे, उनका दिल भर आया।
Hi guys, this is Mamta Kulkarni and I just come to India, Bombay, Mumbai, Amchi Mumbai after 25 years and I'm really nostalgic of the whole journey that I went out of India in the year 2000 and exactly at 2024 I'm here and I'm really overwhelmed and I don't know how to express it. I'm emotional. In fact, when the flight landed or before the flight landed, I was seeing on my left, right, and I saw my country from the top after 24 years and I became emotional. I had tears in my eyes. I kept my foot outside International Mumbai airport and I again became extremely overwhelmed.
ममता इतने सालों से केन्या में रह रही थी। वो इसलिए मुंबई लौट पाई हैं क्योंकि हाल ही में उन्हें कोर्ट से जीत मिली है। ममता का नाम 2000 करोड़ रुपए के ड्रग्स तस्करी मामले के जांच के घेरे में था, लेकिन हाल ही में बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट ने इस मामले में उनके खिलाफ दर्ज एफआईआर को रद्द कर दिया। ड्रग्स केस से पहले ममता का नाम गैंगस्टर छोटा राजन और अंडरवर्ल्ड ड्रग माफिया विक्की गोस्वामी से भी जोड़ा गया था। कहा गया कि ममता ने दुबई में विक्की से शादी कर ली है। हालांकि ममता ने इन सभी आरोपों को हमेशा खारिज किया। इन कंट्रोवर्सीज ने उनके करियर को पूरी तरह से तबाह कर दिया। ममता इन आरोपों से इतना तंग आ गई थी कि वो साध्वी बन गई थी। ममता आखिरी बार फिल्म चाइना गेट में नजर आई थी, जो साल 1998 में रिलीज हुई थी। ममता 90s की सबसे बोल्ड एक्ट्रेस रही हैं। कहा जाता है कि उनकी सक्सेस से माधुरी, करिश्मा और रवीना जैसी एक्ट्रेसेस चलती थी। हर हीरो उनके साथ काम करने को बेताब रहता था। ममता के घर के बाहर प्रोड्यूसर्स की लाइन लगा करती थी, लेकिन फिर वक्त ने करवट बदली और ममता इस हाल में पहुंच गई। 25 सालों बाद ममता के लौटते ही उनके फैंस बाहें खोलकर उनका स्वागत कर रहे हैं। अब देखते हैं कि बॉलीवुड ममता को इतने सालों बाद अपनाता है या नहीं।
had a lot of concerts. I had a lot of world tours I've done. I'd seen everything. I had four passports. I had 10 staff. I had 2 cars. I have everything with me. And still that, I realized, and very quickly I came like 93, 92, 91. I went, my very first film was a Tamil film. My very first film was a Tamil film. And the director was S.A. Chandrasekhar, who is today the father of the superstar Vijay in Tamil. And that time he was not going through a very great period. But my film did break all the records to the point that people had literally, tattooed my name on their hands. And for 1 year the film ran. The second film I did was a Telugu film. It was called as Prema Sikaram. And there was so much of craze for me in my second film of Telugu that people literally built a temple on my name in the place called Nellore in Andhra Pradesh. And third was I came to Bombay and I did Ashikawara. My first year was Ashikawara, Tiranga, Waqt Hamara Hai, Bhukam. All did well. Then 94 I had Krantiveer. Then 95, in fact, I had 7 films that were, and all did well. Andolan was a hit. There was Sabse Bada Khiladi that was a hit. There was Karan Arjun. There's Ahankar of Mr. Mithun Chakravarti that was offered to me that time. And again that did well. Bekabu did well. Ghatak did well. Nasiya was, then I got my spiritual master. Mr. Gagan, his name is Shri Gagangiri Nathai Nama. He is. There was no issue that time for me. The whole point was that I got my spiritual master, and he was a very severe seer. I mean, he had practiced a lot of austerities in Himalayas and all that. And these type of saints don't come like in your Bombay style. They come from the Himalayas. They build their kutis in Khopoli type of, the exterior part of Maharashtra. And he would come there. He would dwell there. My father used to go a couple of times to him. So he would tell moms, go there one time whenever you're shooting in Khandala, Lonavala, go and happen. Just meet him, So one day I happened to meet him, and I should tell you this, like while I was shooting, like I said, I shot so much, and I should travel a lot for my shows and all. So as you say, Naki, everybody's the signs of person being on this earth for a particular reason. You can see that marks in the childhood, the signs in the childhood. So sign was like that I was to go travel all these places. My first feet on the airport would be straight to the bookstore. I would pick up these 4 or 5 books always with me, which were not of acting, which should have been acting, dancing, how to speak my dialogue. It was more about spiritual enlightenment, path of enlightenment, autobiography, Yogananda Paramhansa, all big sages. I'm reading them, and it was very fascinating to me. So when I met my seer, I met my guru, I said, I want enlightenment. And I used to think that time, because that was a stupidity, that was some type of fag that was going on, where they would say that you sit in a tree down and some apple falls and you enlighten somebody, and you get it. No, it's not that way. So my guru came, he gave me a mantra, he gave me a mantra, and he gave me a small betel nut to be put in my neck, and he gave me a mantra in my ear. And then everything happened. Then he told me, you'll get some visions, you'll get some divine visions which will take you to the path. And slowly I started having disinterest in Bollywood, because I'd seen everything too quickly, success, superstardom. And that, emancipation came from within me, that I should be living everything. And slowly I can say I was disinterested with a lot of stuff. Then Navratras used to come, and I was a follower of Shakti, Mahakali. So I used to do vigorous stuff 9 days of Navratra, even while I was in Bollywood. I would tell my security, you should not let anybody come for 9 days. All the phones were off books. And I would deep down meditation, as you say that maybe there were some lives of mine which I must have done meditation. I was getting into this high intensity meditation, meditative states very quickly, very easily, very early. But I needed to go more deep, and I had to be without all these distractions of Bollywood and all these people. So I went to Dubai, and between 2000 to 2012, I gave up everything. I didn't follow anybody of mine in Bollywood. I left them there, and they're like, you raise your marks, you raise your impressions. Erase your impressions. Exactly, I did that. No contact, and I dived down quite deep into my meditation. Actually, it was from the beginning of my birth. Like I already mentioned in some of these other interviews, that when I was my mother was delivering me, and my grandmother was, she was just lying. She got a little bit of sleep, like at 4:30, and the Divine Mother, that is Parvati, she came to my grandmother's vision in the morning at 4 a.m. saying that she's coming and give this child her name. And I got a name that is Padmavati in my ears. And actually she is the Yamai. Yamai means there is this temple of Yamai. She is the form of Mahakali, and she is our Kuldevat, and her temple is in Satara, So, and a lot of things happened from my childhood. Like many things happened, and I was to always, if I came into Bollywood, I had always doing too many spiritual things. I should do a lot of pujas, I should do a lot of abhishek, I should do a lot of meditation before I could go in the shooting, in the studios, before I could start my film. Like you see this thing right now, I'm wearing this. So this is not new. This is not new. This is from my Bollywood itself. I would do my puja, take the sindoor, put it, and go in the sets, And a lot of time people have made films and songs just seeing me the way I would come from the house. No, I'm really not prepared to accept any offer from the Bollywood. I'm really not there. It could be a waste of fruitless journey for anyone to come and really attempt that. In thought, there's no second doubt. But the whole point, people think that how come somebody who looks like this has anything to do with spirituality. The whole point is that I've really undertaken last 23 years of very severe austerity, penance, we can say, to attain my spiritual heights, to attain my omniscience to omniscient, and from omniscient to omnipotent state of awareness and awakening in me. By that cover, okay, you will not see cleavage. You could see nothing in that cover. It is just that I have done this, so you don't see anything. But this just the thought that I've covered it with this. But this, you don't see cleavage. You don't see anything. Just the thought that she's not put to cloth, but she's covered it with hand, but she's still covered it. So there are a lot of shit about me written which is not truth. Like I can say about I'm married, my husband is Vicky Goswami. No, I'm still single and I'm not married to Vicky, and please remove all that shit that's written.
आजा आजा भोली भाली लड़की, खोल तेरे दिल की प्यार वाली। कोई जाए तो